The longer we do something and the more of an expert we become in something, we sometimes have a tendency to go, well, I kind of know that. I kind of know that. And we kind of discount other ideas because we think we know. But here's what we really know. If you have the beginner's mindset, the more you know you don't know, because there's so much more to learn.
Hello, I'm Bob Thomas from Cambridge Tang Sudo. On November 6th, 2021, I had the pleasure of interviewing the Grandmaster of our Atlantic Pacific Tang Sudo Federation, Kwan Jang Nim John St. James. This interview kicked off our Kodanja, or Master's Clinic. In this video, Kwan Jang Nim discusses the beginner's mindset. I hope you enjoy the interview. Also, please feel free to follow us on our YouTube channel at bit.ly/AP-TSD. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Bob Thomas from Cambridge Tang Sudo, and I'm very pleased to introduce and welcome the Grandmaster of the Atlantic Pacific Tang Sudo Federation, Kwan Jang Nim St. James. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I am doing great. So happy to be here at our first virtual Kodanja. So let's get right to it, sir. What's the theme of this year's Kodanja?
So our theme is called the beginner's mindset. And the beginner's mindset, some of you may be familiar with an excellent book by Shunro Suzuki. Master Suzuki is a Zen teacher. He's got a great book called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. And it's really all about the word we're talking here about is Shoshin, sometimes referred to as Soshin. For those of you that are interested in the Korean term, it's called Chosimja Mindu, and it is the same thing. It's to have a beginner's mindset, and that is our goal for this entire Kodanja, is to, in effect, go back to the hunger that we started with, to keep an empty mind and to be open to change.
That's great, sir, and a great theme. But I have a question, sir. You're an 8th degree black belt and our Grandmaster. Does the beginner's mindset also apply to you?
Absolutely, yes, because I'm a student first and foremost. Really, a master instructor is somebody who has just stayed with it for a long time. When we talk about the beginner's mindset, we're actually talking about an enduring effort, somebody who endures, somebody who continues. So really the difference between myself and anybody else is I've just been on the path longer. But still, the beginner's mindset is very important. We have a saying you might have heard before. We use it in class frequently, and it's all winners start as beginners. Mm-hmm. And really, all masters continue with the beginner's mindset. They continue to set the example of what we call an enduring effort, somebody who continues to endure but gives a great effort as they do it.
Very good, sir. That sort of relates to one of our tenets, perseverance.
Absolutely.
So great point, sir. So in keeping with our theme, sir, what are the most critical or important attributes martial artists should demonstrate during their practice?
So that's a good question. I like to use this as my little way of remembering this. I call it the power of E. So what is the power of E? The power of E, again, goes back to what we started with, the enduring effort. But it's easy to remember if you just think of these attributes. Number one, energetic. Somebody who wants to succeed, somebody who puts out the effort to succeed. The second one is enthusiastic. Somebody who has spirit, somebody who shows spirit. Okay, if I'm in class and I use a loud kia or I give a great effort, my instructor knows that I'm enthusiastic. So energetic, enthusiastic. The third one is eager, somebody who's eager to give their best. Now, sometimes in the West, we call this ambitious, which is a great word. No problem with that. But just remember, ambitious with a purpose. The purpose is to continually get better at what we do. So humble at the same time. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So far, energetic, enthusiastic, eager. And then the fourth one is excited to excel. Somebody who's excited about doing what they do. They love what they do. And you can tell if somebody loves what they're doing because they're excited. They're really, you can sense that energy. It goes back to being energetic. If you're energetic, you feel that person's electricity, their vibe, their feeling. So again, energetic, enthusiastic, eager, excited to excel. Number next would be somebody who is engaged, somebody who's engaged. What do we mean by this? Well, I give credit where credit's due. Some of you may recall I've taught what's called the 6 learning representations. We don't have a lot of time, but I'll pop through them real fast. And that is they look with the intent to learn. They listen with the intent to learn. They record and visualize, the Korean term musang. They imitate exactly what they see, is yusang. They practice and practice some more. They practice perfectly, at least as best they can. And, you know, somebody who has got this type of spirit will eventually reach rupa, or personal development. They'll get better at what they're doing. I want to give credit where credit's due. I didn't come up with those 6. That I was actually taught in a clinic I was at under Grandmaster Andy Otto. And so I've used that time and time again because I think it really explains the beginner's mindset. So we have energetic, enthusiastic, eager, excited to excel. We have somebody who's engaged, somebody who's entertained. Let me explain. What do I mean by entertained? Somebody who's curious, somebody who wonders, somebody who's thinking about all the possibilities, okay? Somebody who has an open mind. Let's go back to Master Suzuki's book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. Somebody who's open, eager, and is lacking preconceptions. Because here's what I've learned, and I think you would agree. The longer we do something, and the more of an expert we become in something, we sometimes have a tendency to go, well, you know, I kind of know that. I kind of know that. And we kind of discount other ideas because we think we know. But here's what we really know. If you have the beginner's mindset, the more you know you don't know, because there's so much more to learn. So, you know, again, enthusiastic, we want to be energetic, enthusiastic, eager, excited to excel. We want to be engaged, entertained. We want to empty our cup. There's another E under the power of E. We want to empty our cup. We want to have humility. This goes back to anybody can be your teacher. This weekend, anybody can be your teacher. Doesn't matter if they're senior to you, junior to you. Watch how they do the do. If they do the do by mudo, they will be your teacher. So it's by the action that we know. And then the last one is simply enjoy. You know, the last D is just enjoy, have a good time. And you know what, when we say enjoy, bring the benefits inside. It's called the law of correspondence. As within, so without. If you're excited and you're happy, show that. Show your appreciation. And I would like to do that right now. I want to thank everybody, all the instructors who are taking their time this weekend, and all of you who have taken time out of your busy schedules to participate. Let's make sure we learn, we grow, we share, we serve, we lead, we inspire, and most of all, keep the beginner's mindset.
Yes, sir. Enjoyment is so important. I remember Master Duva told me the same thing at my first Kodanja in Georgia. He said, enjoy the experience and appreciate it. And that really turned things around for me. I really enjoyed it. Next question, sir. We only have a couple of minutes before we finish up, sir. So Mudu protocol is so important to our art. What does proper Mudu protocol mean to you, sir?
Well, I'm going to go, and that's a great question. Back to the beginning. I want to make sure I give a good effort. A good instructor, which is nothing more than a good student, or a good master is nothing more than a good student. They don't always look for skill. Skill is important, don't misunderstand. But what they really look for is effort. So first, we start with the effort. Two, again, we look for humility. If somebody, if we talk about protocol, if somebody has proper protocol, they humble themselves. They remember to bow. They remember to thank their instructor. And from the heart, not because they have to, but because they want to. Somebody said one time, we don't bow to our instructor, we bow through our instructor to the art itself. So part of our protocol is that I think part of it simply is to take class personally. When you're in the classes that you're going to be in, if the teacher is saying something, assume they're saying it to you. So I have to say, if I go back and think about it, that's the one thing I always did in class as a student. And of course I still am, but when I was coming up in my formative years, if the instructor says something, I just assumed that instructor was speaking to me. If that instructor said lower stances, I didn't think, oh, it's somebody else. It couldn't be me. I would lower my stance further. So I would just say, again, back to effort, empty the cup, take class personally, and step out of your comfort zone. This weekend, do that. That's part of the protocol. Step out of your comfort zone, ask good questions, and continue to give the good effort, the enduring effort that goes with the beginner's mindset.
Very good, sir. And I love that lesson about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's one that you continually emphasize because you always want to challenge yourself. So it's a great mantra to live by. So, sir, we have one more minute. Do you have any final words or to relate to everyone here at Kodanja?
Yeah, I just want to, go back to having fun. I think back to when I started, going on 48 years ago, and I think about, the movie, not the movie, but the TV show Kung Fu, right? With in my era, your era as well. Some of us older folks, and I just remember the thing that I loved about that was David Carradine, who played the monk, had such a beginner's mindset. He really did. He was. He was humble, but he always got it done. And he got it done in a very effective way, but he always showed the true martial artist, the true spirit of the beginner's mindset. So I don't know if I have any time left, but that's the only other one I can think of is I've always loved the Last Samurai, the movie, of course, because it shows the samurais and it shows how the samurais live their life. And I would leave everybody with that thought. This weekend, take what you learned and ask yourself this question. How can I apply this to my life? How can I live the art daily? How can I take the practice into my daily life? And if you're doing that, you're always studying the art. You're always a student of the art, and you'll always have the beginner's mindset.
Excellent, sir. Those are great words to live by. Well, thank you so much, Kwan Jang Nim, for kicking off the Kodanja in such a great way. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. So let's get started and have a great Kodanja. Tang Su, sir.
Tang Su, thank you.
Thank you.